Hi everyone, welcome to our second full week of remote learning. I want to start by thanking everyone for all of your hard work during this time, and I really appreciate everyone filling out that survey last week. Your opinions are really important to me, of course, and I'm going to try to honor your ideas as we move forward with remote learning. I know that many of you mentioned that you would rather be back in school and be in class, and I'm not going to lie, I feel the same way, but hopefully we'll be back there soon. So in the meantime, I am going to try and make this as painless for us and try to make it as enjoyable as possible. I know that some of you mentioned that you would like to do a Google Hangout. We can make it more of a social thing rather than just academics. But I was thinking that we would plan to do that on Wednesday during our regularly scheduled class period times. So I'll post the actual time for you, and if you can log in and meet us, that would be great. I'm happy that so many of you are getting to spend time with your families and that everyone seems to be staying healthy. And hopefully that continues throughout this period as well. When I looked through your survey results, there were so many times I wanted to respond back to you individually, but obviously I couldn't do that with the survey. So I might ask you to send me a written response in the coming weeks so that I can actually respond to you individually rather than just taking in what you have to say. I know that many of you mentioned that you are still reading your independent reading books, which is great. And I encourage you to please continue reading them. If you finish your independent reading book, please pick up another one. I know that I've been reading a lot just because there's only so much Netflix you can watch. I do want to do a project with them before the end of the school year, so I'm trying to find a fair date to expect that everyone will be done reading. I'm keeping April 15th in mind right now, so try to finish up your independent reading book by then. So my real purpose in creating this little video, however, was to quickly go over soaps. I know that this is something that we talked about earlier in the school year, but that probably seems like ages ago. So I just wanted to review a couple things about soaps for you. First of all, something to keep in mind for those of you that are taking AP World, it's very similar to the HIP acronym that you use for DBQs. Okay, so when we're talking about subject, the first S, that has to do with the general topic, the content, and we're just looking for a brief statement about what the topic is. With occasion, occasion has to do with what's going on in the world that caused the author to write the text. Okay, what are the circumstances? What is the existing or urgent situation? In social studies, you're used to calling this the historical context. It's the same thing. As far as audience, who is the text written for? Is it for a specific group of people? Even if it's for Americans, what specifically about those Americans is important to know? Same thing as intended audience for social studies. For the purpose has to do with why the book was written. What does the speaker want? Does the speaker want the reader to do something or consider things from a new angle? And again, this is the same thing in social studies as purpose. And then finally, the last S is for speaker. Who's putting forward the claim? What do you know about that person? And why are all those characteristics important? Their interests, is their gender important, their race, their age? And this has to do similarly to point of view with social studies. Excuse me. I noticed that in your Fast Food Nation soaps charts that you did last week, many of you were very detailed and putting details from the text in this chart. Soaps is meant to be straightforward, very simple, an overview of the text. Okay, this is supposed to be the basis for analyzing and discussing a text later on. So what I thought would be helpful for you is to give you a sample soaps chart. You may have seen this video already. It was on the Today Show last week, and you probably recognize the song Rise Up. I'm not going to play the video for you now. Well, actually I will.
And let me borrow something from our friends at the Today Show, because in these troubling times, we really need a midday boost, if you will, to restore our faith in humanity. Our friends at the Today Show found a way to do just that. Just watch this.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find a
normal times.
There are 1,000 new diagnoses in a single day. That's what we're bracing for.
I took an oath to save lives.
We're going to put our lives on the line. We're going to do everything we can to save your life. But we need your help to make that possible.
And I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I
Need a midday.
So, as I said, you may be familiar with the song, but what I thought was interesting is how the meaning and the tone of the song change in light of our current circumstances. The lyrics are attached here too if you're not familiar with the song. But what I did, considering these things about soaps, the subject, the occasion, the audience, the purpose, and the speaker, I filled in a chart here with the information based specifically on this version of the song. Notice that I don't have a lot of words written in the boxes. Some of you really wrote a lot on your soap chart, which I'm very happy that you really took a lot in from Fast Food Nation. But when we talk about soaps, like I said, it really is meant to be a general overview. So for subject, if you look at the lyrics a little more closely, one of the main messages, one of the main subjects of the song is that even in tough situations, I will rise up, I won't be defeated or broken. And obviously from the video, you could see it features healthcare workers and others on the front lines of COVID-19. The occasion. Obviously, depending on when you listen to this song, it might have different meaning. But if we think about our current situation, our current circumstances, the occasion is very clear. March 2020, the midst of the COVID-19 virus, we know this is an urgent situation. We have lockdowns across the United States. Okay, that is specific for this time period. With the audience, who is this meant for? Again, that could be dependent on where or when the song was being played. But because of the occasion, we think about who is this meant for in this moment. It's meant for American people. And what do we know about them? That they're scared, they're anxious, they're unsure for the future. Many Americans probably have feelings of isolation, of loneliness, and they are eager for news. Okay, again, purpose, dependent on our situation. Why was it written? Why did the Today Show play this video, play this song? And for the purpose, with soaps, we always have a verb phrase. So, to something, to and a verb. So I came up with to provide hope for all Americans and to thank those who are fighting for our health and safety. For speaker, okay, the original artist for this song was Andra Day. So obviously she's still singing it in the background, but this particular version premiered on NBC's Today Show, millions of views, and obviously it is a reputable show. Finally, when we talk about tone, that's the author's attitude, the speaker's attitude, and it's meant in this case to be hopeful, to be encouraging, and to be appreciative of the people on the front lines of COVID-19. Now, again, notice there are not complete sentences on this. This is a chart. These are bullet points, straight to the point. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask you to think about your own Fast Food Nation soaps chart. Does yours look like this, or does it have a lot of details? Okay, I did comment on soap charts, and you will see that some of the information you included was beyond what's really necessary for this particular stage. Now, the function of a soap's chart would be to eventually become a written paragraph. And there are really three main sentences to this paragraph based on our soaps. And this is what I'm going to ask you to do. All right, the first sentence of this paragraph, okay, is when you mention the speaker, the occasion, and the subject. And I do have for you a sentence starter that you will use to write your sentence. And if you notice, I highlighted the different components in different colors so you can see what you need to do. Okay, so first sentence, I'm mentioning the speaker, the occasion, and the subject. Okay, I have on March 26th, 2020, in the midst of the COVID-19 virus. Okay, there I have my occasion. NBC's Today Show. I mentioned my speaker. Premiered a video montage of the song Rise Up, originally written and performed by Andra Day. This montage featured healthcare workers and others who are on the front lines fighting this deadly virus, reminding viewers of the strength of these workers who will not be defeated by tough times. Okay, that yellow highlight right there identifies the subject of this video. The purpose statement, okay, I have the green. The Today Show's purpose in creating this video was to provide hope for all Americans and to thank those who are fighting for our health and safety. Notice, all of these words and phrases are coming from my SOAPs chart. And then finally, my third sentence, okay, is when I mention my audience and tone, okay? I want to be descriptive in that part. So I have the video has a hopeful tone in order to provide comfort to all Americans and remind them that our situation will improve due to the diligence and dedication of healthcare workers and other emergency service providers. Now, you may have watched this video, you may listen to this song, and you may fill in your SOAPs chart a little bit differently. Use different descriptive words, use different adjectives, and that's fine. But in any case, we're keeping the SOAPs chart short and sweet and concise, okay? If we were writing an entire essay, this SOAPs chart and then this SOAPs paragraph would wind up becoming our introduction paragraph for an essay. So this is what our entire paragraph would look like together. And notice again, I did highlight the different components for you. So what you are going to do is use this model to write a SOAPs paragraph for the introduction of Fast Food Nation. When you do this, please use your SOAPs chart from last week. Pick out the most important words and phrases to describe the speaker, the occasion, the subject, the purpose, the audience, and the tone, okay? Everyone's chart is graded with comments. If for some reason you cannot see comments, please send me an email and I will send it to you again on Google Drive, okay? I hope this video has been helpful for you, and as always, please feel free to email me or text me with any questions. Have a great day.